Alrighty then. So now we're going to go on to probably the most important part of this entire course. If you get this wrong, then you're pretty much screwed. So take some notes and listen up. So let's stick with our table tennis example, right? Now let's say we're a retailer of all of these, right? The major categories on the left. We've got our major competition, our huge brands, things like Dunlop, but we're looking for a higher end market. Okay, so the basic principles of being either first, either the best, or the cheapest in the market are at play in Amazon all the time. Okay, so let's say our primary product is table tennis bats. Now this is a terrible example because it is such a sort of price orientated market for the most part, but we'll just go with it for now. Okay, what I do to generate keywords is, first of all, I start like this. Okay, I think about the obvious keyword. In this case, we'd be thinking about table tennis bats. All I personally do is go to a tool called Merchant Words and type in our primary keyword. Okay, this will give us a number of examples with those three keywords in. Okay, now we can go through these and download to Excel or whatever. Okay, I actually like just downloading everything to Excel and keeping everything together. You can do that with download to CSV. I think this tool costs $30 a month or something like that, but you only need to use it for 1 month if you have one business, and then you can just cancel it. So it's a good investment. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, by the way, as well. So we can see the monthly search volume here as well. Now, table tennis bat gets about 7,300, table tennis bats 2,500. So we can instantly see that it's actually worth optimizing more for the singular variety rather than the plural, but we're going to optimize for all keywords anyway. Okay, so we've got this keyword here, Eastfield all round. We can look into this if obviously this is something that looks like it would be a good secondary keyword. We can click and we'll get all the data as well. Bit of a nightmare. They've changed how they show keywords now, which just looks pretty terrible, but you know, whatever. And this is basically like the Google Search Console or the Google Keyword Planner for Amazon. Really, really good tool. Now, if we have a look at table tennis bats, we can see they've got 61 related keywords. Problem is, all of those are going to be exactly related to bats, and we might want to find something else that is called table tennis. Okay, what I would recommend doing is doing all of this at once for all your products. It will take a long time, but it means you won't miss anything. Okay, so we can also see that table tennis shoes is potentially the most profitable product associated with table tennis. Okay, so we've just found that we should put a lot of our effort into this keyword. And as you can see, the margins are going to be a lot better than the bats as well. Okay, and the reviews are a lot lower. So this is instantly a lot better product than trying to rank for table tennis bats, which is interesting. Okay, we go through, and obviously we'd categorize all of this. You can download in CSV. And we're looking for basically secondary keywords. So here, for example, we've got racket spelled in a very specific way. Now, here's another spelling of it. And as you can see, they both get a huge amount of searches each month. So we need to ensure that we not only optimize for this one, but also the other spelling. Okay. Make sure you also put variations of your singular keyword here. Okay. So table tennis is a pretty obvious example. But say we had tennis, for example. If we had tennis related products, we would see obviously all the normal ones here. But as we come down, we could see things that maybe would actually give us other product ideas. So tennis bracelet, I don't know, have no idea what that is. So let's just have a look. Okay. Okay, so it's some sort of jewelry related thing. No worries. So we're going through, you can see table tennis. So tennis elbow, for example, that's obviously not a product, but it's a great keyword nonetheless. We'll get out of jewelry. okay, because we can niche down into braces, straps, and things like that for this keyword. And then we can obviously put tennis elbow in here and refine secondary keywords. Okay, so your primary keyword is going to be the generic one you're looking for here. So in our example, it would be table tennis bats. Okay, but our niche specific ones would be the ones that have something on the end. So bag, grip, we would optimize for all these. Okay, so case, for example, things before, so stag, I don't know, I think that's probably some sort of brand name. Butterfly, Killer Spin. So these are all brand names that we could include bidding on in the PPC campaign. It's not illegal or anything like that, so don't worry about that. Best is another one, right? So we want to appear for best and top and everything. So if we type in best table tennis bat, for example, what do we have? We have nobody bidding here. This might be because we've already searched and they've shown us the ads already, but it doesn't look like, okay? So if we search in an incognito browser, it still doesn't look like there's any sponsored results. Okay, so down here we have a couple. But with them being at the bottom, okay, we could pay a lesser amount and bid on the exact match keyword and probably appear at the top, okay? So it's another important thing to remember. All these ones that have under 1,000 search volumes, you still want to include in your PPC campaigns, okay? So let's take a better example. Let's say we have a product that is, competitive but not impossible. So I'm going to do something in glassware just because that's an interesting sort of niche. Okay. So if we say wine glasses, for example, I can pretty much assure you that people will be searching variations of this. So let's have a look. So 23,000, okay, obviously way too high for us to niche down straight away. Plastic, okay, instantly we found a subcategory. So let's say we go into plastic wine glasses that maybe is your product, right? So this becomes our primary keyword now, okay? Plastic wine glass, these are all the same things. But now we have stemless, so we can add that into the content. Remember, even if it's not, it doesn't really matter because all we're looking to do is appear. So these all look rubbish. All we're looking to do is appear in the sponsored results so people can make the decision. Okay, so if they see your product here, even though this, for example, is not a stemless wine glass in the slightest, it might be interesting to people who are also looking for these. So if they see it and go and click it, of course, that's where we're laughing. That's where we really like it. And again, sponsored results are only on the bottom. So let's think about some other ones. This is a really good example. So 5.5 ounce, really, really, really important to optimize for all measurements and variations. So ounce, there's another way of, okay, so down here, 5.5 OZ, 5.5 ounce. Again, 18,700 search results. If you just put 5.5 ounce in, you might think you're optimizing for everything, but of course you're actually missing out on these huge keywords here. And this is assuming you use exact PPC campaigns, which is something we'll get onto later on. Okay. So as we go down, we can see probably brand names, small. Okay, this is another great one. Remember to put in small, large, medium, tiny, all these pre-keyword phrases, and then you can rank for all of them. Also for kids, for adults, for parties, things like that is a really good idea to get into. But once you put your keyword in here, you will get all these ideas, so you don't have to try and remember them or manually do them. Okay, so white plastic, again, colors, if you offer different colors, optimize for all of those different colors. Hard, soft, we've got large, what we mentioned before. Heavy duty, again, it is another one. Disposable, so that's just a keyword that pretty much we could dig deeper into. With lid, for example, without lid. Holder, clear, square, red, blue, the colors we mentioned before. Outdoor, obviously most people will assume these are going to be used outdoor because, why would you use them inside except for maybe mad pies or something? but again, include it in your content. And when I say content, I mean, for this example, just write them down and put them in an Excel. Then we can get on to how to integrate them into a campaign in a second. Okay, so yellow again, different colors, reusable again, big, kids, gold, small. So you'll find so many tiny little words that will make such a big difference to your conversions later on, because we can target individual things with individual product photos, and it'll just be an instant buying decision for that person. They'll see you have good reviews. They'll see the product is, a gold one that they wanted, and I bet there isn't a competitor doing an exact ad for this. Forgotten the keyword. So gold plastic wine glasses, as we can see, there's no competitor at the top. This is in gold, right? So here is the best thing they have, and it looks pretty ugly as well. So okay, so as you can see, even in the sponsored ads, these are just broad match results. They're not creating individual ad sets for this. And although it would take a lot of time to make sure you have, say, this image or this image or this image in the sponsored products results, it's going to be convert a ridiculous amount. And remember, once it's done, it's done. So you only need to set it up once. That's the whole system behind everything in Amazon. If you set it up correctly first time, then you'll be fine. Okay. So as you can see, these aren't even freaking plastic. So this is most of this is just a waste of money for these people. And I mean, not many people are going to click, so they're not going to waste that much money. But just do it right from the start. Okay. So let's go down. Let's have a look at them in more detail. So we've got this. Again, not really relevant. These are a little bit relevant. If we had only gold ones here, that would work really, really well. Because people are already searching gold, right? They know that's what they want. So we want to just give them exactly what they want straight away. Okay, so these are probably going to rank, even though they look really tacky and bad, they are going to sell a lot better, okay, than something that is just not what the person is looking for. And that has terrible reviews as well. Okay, we'll get onto that later. So again, go through the entire list. I recommend going all the way down to stuff that has, 300 searches, because you only need to do it once. Again, remember that. So we've got 2 ounce, 8 ounce, purple, colorful, fluted, and you might even find other products you can launch. So for example, if we went down here, we'd see these glow in the dark ones, and maybe we could have a supplier send those in. So now we have LED, plastic, champagne glasses, So people might be searching for champagne glasses instead of wine glasses, but because we've got our plastic wine glass here, we're not going to get any of those results. So remember, the first step is to find all your primary keywords. The second step is to do what we're doing now, go through each individual one and make notes on each keyword. Okay, so honestly, you should be able to come up with your primary keywords on your own. So for example, plastic wine glass is pretty obvious, and anything that's related to those 3 keywords we can find again here. But we have to think about how people would phrase that if they hadn't searched that exact term. So for example, we might think of reusable champagne flutes. Okay, so we've got another primary keyword here, reusable flutes. So we get that keyword right in there back again. Okay, reusable champagne. Man, I cannot spell for shit. That's why I'm an online person. Reusable champagne glasses. So interestingly, more people search the exact match flutes rather than glasses, which is interesting. So we would optimize if we had to make a decision, which we don't. We would optimize for flutes instead of glasses. Okay. So then we've got 3 more keywords there. And just off the top of your head, you can also just do this as well and see what. So polycarbonate wine glass. So we can see what the competitors are doing, and usually you just go in and find it. So then we've got another primary keyword, And when we do this better than the competition for all of these keywords, you can pretty much imagine how profitable that is. So obviously we've got disposable, we've got party, so party wine glasses might be another one. I think this is one you'd pretty much find automatically as well. All the variations here. So pretty much by the time you've added up all these, you'd be looking at over a couple of million searches a month for your products. So again, instead of ounces, you would go with milliliters. And if you had a weighted product, remember to go with grams and pounds as well. Flashing wine glasses, all of this tack. If you can find all these keywords, you're going to do it incredibly, incredibly well. Okay. Okay. I wanted to just talk about this really quickly. This is a, I just don't really want to show my ad account. 2 seconds. Okay, so we'd go into the keyword planner. I presume everyone has used Google AdWords before. If not, don't worry. All you need to do is put your primary keyword in here. So let's say party wine glasses. We would not put any locational relevance on at all. We'd hit get ideas. Okay, and we would see the results. Thought I'd pause that whilst they sneezed. And we can also search by average monthly results as well, or average monthly searches even. And we can see the difference. So remember we talked about earlier champagne glasses versus champagne flutes. Flutes was a lot higher on Amazon than glasses, which is interesting. But in Google, this is obviously reversed. Glassware. So again, we could use that. We could say disposable. And I should have learned to spell before building this course. Disposable glasses. And we've got another 40,000 keyword. Okay. And this should take you a long time. Okay. If you do this within sort of 10 minutes, you haven't really done it right. Personalized, we don't really want to go into personalized if we're going down the disposable route. So giant disposable maybe. Okay, so another one. If we're going down the funny route, then obviously we can input all those keywords. But again, this is pretty much it. Now, as a review, these are the steps to take. Start by going to Amazon and typing in your primary keyword. Okay, let's say plastic was our primary keyword. Okay, take off every other feature that you can think of. Okay, so would people who want to buy your product potentially type in plastic glass instead of plastic wine glass? All right, of course. So we can go one step earlier, and this keyword will likely have a higher search volume. Okay, plastic glasses. Okay, go even a step further as well and think of if somebody would type in something different to plastic. So of course we have used disposable wine glass. Okay, but we'll keep it with just glass for now. Okay, let's get rid of that. And now we've got all of these. Again, we can find products that we can easily outrank now. Okay, and we can use these, for example, 660 ml, to add into our keywords later on. Okay, so what you're going to end up with is about 20 to 30 primary keywords. Things like plastic glass, things like plastic champagne flute, yeah, things like disposable, things like reusable, all in different formats. Once you have those 20, you go to this tool here. Okay, you pay whatever it is because you only need to do it once. Remember, if you're looking to launch 10 products at once, I wouldn't actually recommend that, because ranking one at a time and investing heavily in marketing one at a time is really, really good for spiking bestseller rank and going from 0 sales to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 sales a month, instead of trying to rank 5 at the same time and running out of capital or energy or time or whatever. Okay, so again, this is pretty much the way to go. Do your keyword research first. Get a list of at least 20 primary keywords. If you sell something really, really generic, you might think that you can't do it. But I mean, we've been talking about plastic disposable cups in this example, which is pretty much as boring and generic as you can get. And we've found 10 in about 10 minutes. So don't worry about if you can't do it. And remember here, we've even got another one. So like Jaeger bomb cups that you can automatically do. Bars love these. Bars will buy these, especially with Prime. If they can't get them from their supplier, then they need ones quick. Margarita shaped glasses. Just searching through these will give you so many ideas. And once we've formatted them, remember we can hit a 10% ACOS and earn you money automatically once we've done this. So it's so important to do. I can't emphasize that enough. Okay, don't fall into the 1,000 ranked site just because you didn't do your keyword research correctly. Okay, obviously I'm in the UK, but your keywords for American clients will be different. Remember to include both American and UK variations of the same thing as well. So for example, you can use the UK tool, but they've recently introduced an extra charge, which we don't really need, to be honest, because most of the keywords will be the same. But if you sell solely in the UK, then you will need to pick this up. Okay. And yeah, that's everything for this. So tasks to be completed, you need to, number one, find 20 primary keywords without opening merchant words, okay? Those need to be all completely different from one another, okay? So disposable glass, maybe we go with reusable wine glass next, okay? Then we go with, I don't know, the type of plastic used, whatever this is called. Then we go with, margarita reusable glasses, or packs, or 300 milliliter. Write down all the variations, just write down everything, okay? And remember, the more you have now, it will be so much easier later on. Martini, there's another one, okay? All right, don't just use the generic keywords. We'll get onto that later, but these people will be losing money on sales just because they're using generic keywords and broad matched. Okay, all right, cheers guys.